Hello there. Welcome to Alchemize Yourself Tarot. Today we're going to be doing a spread that explores the alchemy of true magic. True magic is not about controlling the outside world. It's about eliciting alchemical change within your own life. It's the sacred process of turning inner lead into gold, transforming fear into wisdom, wounds into power, and illusion into clarity. Real magic is when your internal transformation becomes so potent, the world around you has to respond. So it's about eliciting a response from the outside world through your own internal transformation. So let's pull some cards here to identify what needs to be transmuted within the internal crucible of transformation and how that inner work manifests into outer magic. Okay. So here we go. Here we go. Let's just see what the cards have to say. What is the lead? What is the heavy energy, shadow, or limiting pattern that you are carrying that's ready to be transformed? What's that heavy energy? A lot of heavy energy. Or limiting pattern, shadows, whatever's needing to be transformed here. Oh, we have the Star. Okay, so this is a renewal of hope, living your destiny, going through a period of healing. So the heavy energy here is actually you getting aligned with your star path and your healing, a renewal of hope. But this could feel heavy because this is a deep, significant transformation for you guys. And you may feel like there's a lot of pressure on you to heal at this time. The Star comes after the Tower, so there could have been some major breakthroughs and breaking points in your life, things falling away. So the lead here now is to transform that, transmute that into star energy. But this could feel heavy because this is deep transformational work. Okay, so star energy is your lead. And we are all made of stars. We all have the same properties as stars. So recognizing that you do have a higher purpose, that there is meaning in your life, that you are capable of detaching from your past. Now the crucible, what is the container, the experience, lesson, or relationship through which this transformation is occurring? What is the container for this deep healing work that you're doing? The Hanged Man. Okay, the container is a major shift in your perspective. So while you may feel that you're in a holding period, that the container is not taking action at this time, there's a major shift in perspective. I'm getting that surrendering is very important at this time. Not feeling like you're needing to control things, So there's a level of needing to let go of control. And also the Hanged Man can also represent like a being in the birth canal. You're about to give birth to something. It's in that incubation phase. It's not necessarily ready to come out or be front and center. This is a deep period of processing the lesson. So a lesson in surrender, a lesson in not trying to control the outside world overly at this point, a needing to heal. And the internal force here that's fueling this period of surrender is the Hermit. Yeah, the Hermit and the Hanged Man. These are all cards of withdrawing, going within, removing yourself from the external world, going dormant, going quiet, doing major self-reflection. There's something within you that you're trying to discover, and it's not a time when you're going to get a lot of or need a lot of feedback from your external world. Some of you are in a period of isolation, meditation, detachment, healing, surrendering things that you haven't really been able to move forward. So you're going back within and you're doing this internal work. And the dissolution here is the Chariot. So what you release or break down before this new thing can be formed is, this need to have victory or success right away. Something may take some time before it really takes off, because the Chariot's all about fast forward movement, being in alignment. You're realigning yourself at this time. And I'm getting that many of you are in a period of redirection. You're redirecting your path, your trajectory. Something has shifted here. And the dissolution may feel contradictory. Maybe the fire position is you not taking action, you doing internal work, you being self-focused, surrendering and shifting your perspective on what this path means, what victory, what success means, what alignment means. Some of you are shifting your perspective on what all of this means. So this reading could really be resonating for people that are going through a current spiritual awakening. I'm really heavily sensing that, because you're seeing the world, or needing to see the world and your place within it in a different way before you can actually be in alignment, take action, do all these things that you're meant to be doing. The universe is actually holding you, incubating you at this time, because you are going to be giving birth to something, but it's going to be after a deep internal reevaluation and surrendering period. Surrendering the ego, surrendering chaotic breakdowns from your past. And the spiritual wisdom or soul gift that will emerge from all of this, the soul gift, is the Three of Wands. Now you're going to be able to plan your next move, because the Three of Wands is all about planning, execution, expansion, understanding where you're trying to direct your energy. Because, many times we kind of haphazardly get into this manifestation energy without truly being healed, not seeing ourselves and the world around us from a new perspective. So we really don't know how to direct all this powerful energy until we shift our energy. But the spiritual wisdom is, you know, planning things, expanding and moving forward. When it's time, it can all be about timing. And I know those are frustrating kind of readings, especially with cards like divine timing, waiting. But manifestation is a process. And it is about relinquishing control. It's about having faith and, you know, spirituality, you know, faith and hope, you know, can have mixed responses. You know, people don't necessarily like, you know, feeling like they have to wait on the universe. But a lot of times when we rush the process, it all ends up collapsing anyway. And I feel like many of you already discovered that, because now you're in that star card energy, the Hanged Man, the Hermit. You're going back to the drawing board. You're reevaluating yourself and your place in the world and your dynamics. So the magic made manifest here is the Five of Pentacles. So struggle and loss, and Three of Swords. The inner work is shaping and shifting what's going on internally. This is a period of struggle and heartache for you. I'm getting that you're going to come to this realization that you're going to have to let certain things and people go. And it's going to feel really heartbreaking. Because I feel like you had a lot of hope and expectation for a particular outcome. And when that outcome is not aligned with where you are energetically, it can feel like loss. It can feel like rejection. It could feel like the universe has failed you in some way. So at times we do have to fail. We manifest failed projects, relationships, all of those things. Failure is part of the lesson. I'm also getting that you're having to reassess or reevaluate or see failure from a different perspective. You're being fine-tuned for a higher purpose, but maybe you haven't realized that yet. Something didn't work out or isn't going to be working out in the way that you expected it to. And that's okay. The other day I was even getting that, you know, some of you, you're reevaluating narratives and manifestations and all that. And it's going to, you know, open you up to maybe another dark night of the soul if you haven't gone through one already. Or you may end up feeling lack and devastation. It's not a wrapped up in a pretty bow process. Breaking away from the ego to reclaim your power. Something's going to test you. These are tests. Struggles, rejection, failure, loss, heartache. These are energetic tests for you. So this may not feel like an overly uplifting reading, but this is serving a purpose, something not working. And also, I did get the message last night. Oh, it's still here. The card, closed doors are blessings. And if something you were hoping for doesn't happen, know that something even better will. So a lot of times when we're manifesting, we don't have all the information, you know, all the energetic workings of the universe. We don't have a lot of control over all the external forces. But it goes back to the internal transformation, having the outside world respond. And sometimes your internal transformation will close certain doors. It's going to close something. It's going to either cause rejection, heartache, from your point of view or from somebody else's. You're going to have to end something. You're going to have to close the door on a prior manifestation in order to have something new coming in, because this old path was not aligned with you, but you may not see that yet. You may not be understanding it fully yet, and it doesn't always make sense. Growth, transformation, all of those things, they are not linear. It's kind of like a heartbeat. It kind of ebbs and flows. It peaks and valleys. So you have to think of your growth, your transformation, your manifestations as, you know, sometimes you're making progress, and then you'll have a failure, and then you'll have to go within in order to have another ascension. It's not all just a linear process. And the longer you're on that journey, on this journey, whatever spiritual journey you're on, the longer you're on that, the more you gain understanding and wisdom from it. Yeah, burden, hardship, and lesson. So many of you are closing out cycles. You're learning important lessons here. Some of you are in the aftermath too. The Star, the Hanged Man, and Hermit. Some of you have already shifted your perspective on some sort of burden, hardship, lesson, or failure. And you're realizing that something was unrealistic. It wasn't what it seemed. So sometimes we fall for the illusion before we understand where we're truly meant to be. We're not necessarily truly meant to be with particular people or in particular jobs or whatever it is that you feel like you had a major loss from. And it could have been that there was a strong desire, passion, impulse to manifest something from your past, and that didn't work out. It ended up being a karmic lesson for you. The labyrinth of life. Yeah, you can choose to be lost in the labyrinth of life, or use these trials to harness your inner strength and come out stronger and wiser. Exactly. That's a perfect message to close this out. Because I am sensing that for many of you, you're very naturally magical with the Star, but the universe has been testing you and you feel it, and it could be very frustrating for you. But as you do this healing work, this internal work, you'll see why that path was blocked or that door was closed. You'll understand it on a deeper level in time, and many of you have already gotten to that point. Let's get another little message here. Yeah, something was very unrealistic. Some of you fell for an illusion or a fantasy. So you're having a lot of old narratives fall away at this time, and that's important. That is part of the journey, and it's not glamorous, it's not fun, but you become a more powerful soul after having gone through it. The universe will never let you fail. That is beautiful. You haven't failed. Just because something that wasn't realistic or heartbreaking, just because you went through that doesn't mean that you failed. You're being realigned. You're not a failure. This is the labyrinth. This is part of the process. I am love. I have love. I deserve love. Many of you need to come into this embodiment of love. And the reason a door was closed is to get you to recognize that. Which is, you know, it's bittersweet. It is a bittersweet lesson. But it's very encouraging. Whatever collective here that I'm connecting with or channeling for, you're ready for deeper alchemical work. You're not wanting to fall for fantasies, illusion. You don't want to over-romanticize. You're going to become a lot more deliberate with what is aligned with you. So all of this is working out in your favor. It's not a failure, especially if you're starting to come into and recognize your power and your purpose. Some of you do have a divine purpose here. So I'm going to leave it there. I wish you the best of luck, and I thank you for listening to this message, and I really hope to connect with you again. Thank you very much.